Hello boys and girls, I'm back with another video today. I wanted to talk to you guys about the habit of eating while you're bored. It is a habit, it needs to be broken, and we're gonna talk about how. So usually when you look up like ways to stop eating when bored, it'll tell you things like redirecting, like instead drink some water or eat a healthy snack or I don't know, go work out instead, stuff that your focus is on trying to do the thing that you don't want to do. And I don't know if you've heard this before, like especially in Buddhism teachings. When you focus on what you don't want, you're gonna get more of it, So when you put your focus on not doing something that you don't want to do, you're just gonna keep doing it. So my feeling is that you should redirect completely. Instead of thinking, what can I do while I'm bored? What can I do instead of eating while I'm bored? Maybe you should think about why you're so bored. Ever thought of that? Why are you so bored that in order to have any excitement or pleasure in that moment, you have to eat. And you eat so much to the point that you're overweight. So you're bored that often that you eat that often that you're overweight. Maybe you're bored too much. Do you ever notice that when you're really busy and your mind is super engaged on something, let's say you're in college and you have to study for a test or you have exams, and it's 2 days later and you haven't eaten anything because you're so busy that your mind isn't even on food. You know what I mean? Maybe your mind needs to be more engaged with other things so that food isn't even on your mind, Maybe your life is unfulfilled. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe food is a crutch because there's something inside of you that is empty, so you're filling that void. Maybe boredom is the problem itself. Let's start to deeply think about what that really means. Let's say you're in college, for example. So you're in college, and when I was in college, I was bored shitless because I wasn't doing what I really wanted to do. I cared about what people thought so much that I changed my major 3 times to a major that I didn't give a fuck about. First, I went to college doing sociology, which I loved, but I thought that I wouldn't make any money. Well, I thought that other people thought that I wouldn't make money. So I changed my major. So I changed it to biology. And bio, okay, let's say this. If you're doing a science major, you have to give a fuck about it, or else it will just absolutely consume you and you'll feel like you're drowning, So that's exactly what happened to me. I actually cared about school. I cared about my bio major. I just cared about the grades. I didn't care about the actual subject matter. I just cared about trying not to get a D. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know if it's obvious to you, but I use my cell phone to record, so I just got a phone call, so that completely messed up my entire flow. What was I saying? Biology. Yeah, I didn't care about the subject matter, so I was just working to not get a D, and because I was so focused on not getting a D, I got a motherfucking D. And I tried really hard, let me just say that. But I didn't care about it. I didn't genuinely care about the subject, so how was I ever going to be engrossed enough in order to understand it through and through and master it? You have to really care and dedicate yourself to something in order to master it, and I didn't care about the subject. So anyway, I'm rambling. So then I moved on to business administration because my dad did business. He actually went to Harvard and got an MBA. So I was like, well, it runs in the family, and my grandpa was an accountant and my aunt is an accountant, so I was like, it runs in the family, I'm gonna do that. And I'm not saying that this major all across the board is easy, but the major at my school was very easy. Very easy. So I didn't have to put in that much effort in order to pass. And that's all I really cared about at that point in time. At that point, I had spent many $100,000. I was 4 years in, and I needed at least 40 more credits to even graduate. So at that point, all I cared about was getting A's and not putting in that much work. It was terrible. I only cared about what other people thought about me. I should have dropped out, is the truth. When I was 18, I should have left because I knew what I wanted to do, but I was too afraid that people would think that it was foolishness. I wanted to be an actress. Anyway, or a comedian. So that's not the point. So I was bored a lot in college. I mean, a whole lot. So I ate. I just ate. I went out didn't eat with my friends. I don't know what he's eating, but he's really going hard. I think it's his paw. Anyway, I just went out to dinner with my friends all the time. I ate crappy food. I don't know where I had the money to eat so much because I was pretty fucking broke. But where's a will, there's a way, right? Right. So that was college. And then after I graduated, unfulfilled, I got a 9-to-5 job in insurance. And it was 9 to 5. And I ate in the office with my coworkers. We would order extravagant lunches, and I got broke while doing this, of course. I ate at work. I ate when I got home. Me and my significant other would eat all the time together. That was literally our pastime. That's how we bonded, was eating. We were both fat. Yeah, and I was just bored and unfulfilled, so I ate all the time. And I think that's what happens to a lot of people. I think a lot of people are unfulfilled, and I've said unfulfilled at least 10 times in that sentence. But I think a lot of people are bored, and don't realize why they're so bored, don't realize that maybe they're doing something that they don't care much about. Maybe they're living a life where there's no passion involved. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they're trapped in a relationship that is not exciting anymore, you know, and in order to fill that emptiness and that void, they eat. So it's a much deeper problem than just redirecting your focus and go and eat a healthy snack instead, or go drink some water, or whatever. It's not, you're not hungry. You're not physically hungry. So why is it that you're eating if you're not physically hungry? It's because you need to fill an empty void inside of you. Why do you feel so empty? Why are you so bored? Something is missing in your life, and maybe you need to work on that instead of feeling bad that you can't redirect, you know? Why can't I just go work out instead of eating? No, maybe you need to figure out why you're so bored. You know what I mean? Don't beat yourself up about surface things. Like, go deeper in the problem. Maybe you should go see a therapist. Maybe that's that sounds cheeky and rude, but I mean it. Maybe therapy is what you need to do in order to figure out exactly what makes you feel so empty inside. That's really what I want to talk about today. It's a short video, I know, but I'm so tired of looking at these videos and these articles talking about boredom and redirecting and all that kind of crap. No. And I have a problem with the whole self-help industry on a whole. We just talk about surface things. Go look in the mirror and tell yourself that you're beautiful 10 times a day and then you'll become beautiful. No. Why don't you think you're beautiful on the inside? Like, you need deeper work inside of you. You can't, external things are not going to make you feel better on the inside. You need to work within yourself. I don't know if you remember, but a couple of weeks ago, I made a video about my favorite book in the world, How to Not Give a Fuck, the subtle art of not giving a fuck. And I was talking about like values and how you need to reevaluate what your values are in life. But I mean that, where you need to really decide what's important to you and then disregard the things that are no longer important or that get in the way of what your goals are. And in that way, when you finally commit to something, you will just feel better, like, entirely. So if fitness and health is important to you, then do it. Take action. Maybe then watching TV all day and ordering out, you know, getting takeout, those are things that combat with those goals. So therefore you have to disregard those and push those away in order to stay focused on your goal. Because when when you're down one path, one concrete path, and you really go into depth with that one path, let's say you want to be a writer, then drown yourself in writing. If you want to be a dancer, drown yourself in dancing. And in that, you will feel fulfilled. That's what I mean when it comes to health and fitness. Just dive in, you know what I mean? And disregard the things that come bad, because there are options. There are so many options in this world. You know, FOMO, like when you feel like is it FOMO? Is it FOMO? The fear of missing out. Yeah, FOMO. When you feel like you're always gonna feel like you're missing out on something, because there are so many options. This is America. This is capitalism. There are always gonna be a bunch of things to eat, to do, to watch, to whatever. In order to have a happy life, it's not about getting as many external things as possible. It's about committing to one thing that truly makes you happy and delving into that and expanding yourself within that one path, you know? And maybe that way you won't feel so bored. You won't feel like, okay, well, I'm trying to find happiness through the surface with a whole bunch of different things, but I'm not fulfilled. Maybe if you really dedicate your life to one thing fully, then you'll become fulfilled. So if we recap, I just want to talk again about being bored and how eating while you're bored isn't the problem. The problem isn't the eating. The problem is why you're so bored. So I hope you take from this video that you need to really think about what your life is like. Where are you right now in your life, and what would you rather be doing? What if money didn't matter? You know, if money made no difference whatsoever, what is it that you would do? Right? What would you do if money made no difference? Okay, well then maybe you should be doing something in that field. Maybe that's where your mind should be. Maybe whatever you're doing is leaving you so bored, so empty, that the only pleasure that you can get out of your day is putting food in your mouth. If you agree, like, share, subscribe. Have a great day. Jet, say bye. Nope, he's busy chewing his arm.